Hey guys, how you doing? Savage Recovery back for another video. Going to do a real quick live stream. I was actually doing a pre-recorded video and was having trouble with my equipment, so I'm just going to do a quick live stream so that I can drop this video. We're going to go and look at Candace Owens real quick. Just a little bit of Candace Owens for a second. Okay, so this right here is, we're going to bring this up.
The misery, like whose idea was this, right? And this is what's really ironic. So by and large, like in terms of where my life started and where I am now, I'm a very successful person, right? I get to go around the world and share my ideas, and I'm running 2 businesses by myself. What do you think is the thing that gives me the greatest pleasure in life?
What has given you the greatest pleasure as of this moment?
In this moment, and also like in a day. What is the highlight of my day?
Well, maybe your marriage.
Yeah, my marriage.
Yeah.
The highlight of my day.
Well,
when I get to cook dinner for my husband.
Right.
Right.
I totally get it, and my wife would answer the same thing. Although,
so I just want to say that she says that she runs 2 successful businesses. Not only has she ran 2 successful businesses, she's married, she travels, but the best part of her day is that she gets to feed her husband. That's the most fulfilling thing that she's got, which is always good. That's always good.
though she doesn't cook dinner for me because I prefer to eat out.
Right.
I'm a very strange husband.
I love
I know, but
dinner.
yes,
yeah,
no.
and putting food on the table, sitting down,
yes,
talking to my husband, feeding our friends. Those are the things that give me the
right.
greatest. I have had lunch with the President of the United States, and I am telling you,
Correct.
The thing that gives me the greatest pleasure
right.
is feeding my husband,
right.
making him a sandwich.
Feminism hasn't helped anyone. Like, she's clearly stating that she's ate with the president, she's traveled, she's become popular in the last 4 or 5 years. She was really like an up and coming, and then she blew up. So at the end of the day, she is successful, and she's saying now that she's married that she's happy. She's very happy.
Okay.
Yes.
What was this all about? What was this whole sport of we need to compete like men, be like men, act like men, dress like men, talk like men, get naked, have sex with men, give them everything they want? For whose happiness?
Right.
Whose happiness?
No,
So pretty much feminism told them that women could gain freedom and be extremely happy. And at the end of the day, they're not happy.
The very moment, well, first of all, the very moment I know that a woman is married, that I assume that she is less radical. And that there are exceptions to all rules, but the staggering number of non-married women, never married women, both, that has also contributed to the radicalization and the lack of wisdom in so many women. Marriage.
If you look at majority of the radical feminist advocates, they're not married, or they're gay. Like, what he's about to say about these surveys is 100% fact.
Men need women and women need men. But you see, no man denies we need a woman. That's the irony. It is not unmasculine of me to acknowledge I need a good woman.
Hey,
But a
everyone in the
woman
chat.
needs a
What's up,
good
Wash
man just
Gamer?
as
What's up,
badly.
Brown
It's
Bird?
so true. It's so true.
Thank you
and
guys,
it's
not.
sad because the symbiotic nature of me just getting married, for people to know, and now that I'm married, I'm just like, guys, oh my gosh, it was all a lie. When I say it was all
That's
a
right.
lie,
Well,
it
that's
means
what
I
I
was
said. It was all a
raised
lie.
to believe. If you the classes I took, I mean, you're raised to believe you do not need a man. And not only do you
That's
not
right.
need a man, it is a token of how strong and how good you are if you
That,
do it
yes,
without a
it's an
man.
achievement.
It's
That's right.
all a lie.
And you can have a child, and the child doesn't need a father.
No, it doesn't,
Oh,
because you
that's
can do it by
so
yourself.
passe.
Right.
Yeah.
And
The loneliest people are, by the way, according to polls. This is not a Republican or a conservative viewpoint.
What's
The
going on,
loneliest
LSP?
people, according to the academic studies, are single parents.
I do not doubt that at all. And this is what I always
So not even that, but they've been doing studies since the 50s on women, and women get increasingly more unhappy every single year. Every single year that they study the happiness of women, they are less happy than they were the year before.
say. I had a young black woman come up to me on campus. I spoke at Trinity College, I think in January. And she came up to me and she was doing her little routine about what you're saying that women can't do without men. I said, no. I never said a woman can't do without a man. There have been tons of women who have lost their husbands in horrible, tragic.
Right.
Kobe Bryant, gone. Right?
Right.
Do I think Vanessa just can't do it now? I think
Right.
she can do it.
Right.
But you know what? I know that it would have been easier and better if she had a partner that was beside her side, and that is what the way that she would have preferred it, right? We should not be setting our preferences to doing it without men.
So in this, the most fulfilling thing that she finds in her day is after running two businesses, is coming home to make her husband a sandwich or to cook him a meal. That's the most fulfilling part of her day. She even said that she's ate dinner with the president, and that is not as fulfilling as cooking for her husband. Now, this is going to be another clip about masculinity.
Remove strong men from a society, when you remove the idea of masculinity, it contributes to so many other things. First and foremost, to break down a family, which I think is promoted by this radicalized feminism that we're seeing here. I just wanted to know what your opinion is on that and how it's going to impact America if we become a country of weak men.
First things first, we have to be careful not to judge America on the bubbles that we frequent.
That's
okay,
right.
so Los Angeles, Washington D.C. is not America. Before I joined the White House, I was traveling 20,000 miles a month, lecturing the FBI and the U.S. military on the threat of ISIS. I got to see America. I knew something was happening. When I got outside of Georgetown, the only yard signs I would see in America were Trump. There would be no Hillary yard signs outside of Adams Morgan. You get outside of the bubble and you see a different kind of America. That's an America where the masculinity that we all know deep down is intrinsic to the male sex, I think is very safe.
So there has been a transgender agenda on children, feminizing males in the black community, the white community. Softening up boys is definitely become more evasive and more prevalent in these last years, even when it comes down to schools and the way. Do you know how many people I know that boys are hyper and the schools are trying to force their parents to put them on Ritalin because the boys are full of energy and now they don't have recess? Like, it's bad.
I was traveling with my wife and my daughter at the weekend, and I won't say where I was, but after about 20 minutes, I said to my daughter, I haven't seen one manly man in the last 20 minutes where we are. Everybody had their silly beanie hats, everybody had their short pants and their trainers on, and I thought, and suddenly something came to me because I saw something. I said, you know where I find real hope? And tell me if I'm wrong. I hope I'm not wrong. I think the idea of men being men is still potentially alive in the black community. The idea, the metrosexual, I don't think is something that's going to go down well. We have a problem with fathers not being there and women depending on the state. But the idea that if you are in a family, the role of the male is to provide and to protect, that's as it should be.
Effectively, he's saying that the gay agenda, he thinks, is the gay and feminist agenda is not really taking hold in the black community, which I think is true. I think that's good. I really do think that's good. Like there are, like it's not like the 90s, but it's still holding. Strong black males are still holding up in the black community, I would say. And then this is the last clip from a woman that's a feminist. That was it.
I
She
of
was
modern
a feminist.
feminism. The relationship between men and women is not the way that modern feminists say it is. And then I started researching more about how women were doing in America. And I started to realize that women are completely dominated in America. We get more college degrees. I learned that the gender wage gap was a complete myth. A lot of the PragerU videos at the time. I remember watching the video of Christina Hoff Sommers talking about the myth of the gender wage gap. It was little by little, the modern feminism, the modern feminist in me was just sort of dying. All these facts and data and statistics that were just kind of bubbling up. All of the lies of America being a racist, white supremacist country was really dividing us. I started doing jujitsu when I was in San Francisco towards the end of my time there. And something occurred to me that sports and fitness are almost inherently conservative. They're based on merit. They're based on hard work. They're based on tangible results. No matter where you come from, no matter what the color of your skin is, no matter what kind of background you had, what kind of socioeconomic status you come from, if you work hard enough, you can lose 20 pounds. If you work hard enough, you can win that jiu-jitsu fight. I do think there is a very strong, a very interesting connection between getting physically fit and going through that process, because I found myself, very inspired to improve every other part of my life.
Of course, because if you have weak men, then it's easier to take over a country. And that's why they gave women the right to vote, because women inherently vote for bigger government and the government to be able to step on your toes for safety. And what the good thing I find about this right here, like obviously this is from PragerU, which is definitely a conservative or Republican viewpoint, which I'm a Trump supporter. But the good thing about this is, like what she was saying is she was a feminist and she started doing martial arts and working out. And because she picked something where you have to do work and work hard and be disciplined to advance, to lose weight, to win meets in taekwondo or karate, those are like working hard for something and earning it is inherently conservative, because you're not getting any sort of thing for free and you're earning every single thing on the way. And by her doing so, she's able to change other parts of her life for the better, which comes down to personal responsibility. Personal responsibility is the key part of being able to control the outcomes in your life.
Back on all of my experiences, and I just really hope, I just hope and I pray that all of the pain and the suffering and the turmoil and the chaos and the inner struggle that I dealt with as a woman in my 20s, I hope that my story can really inspire young women to take the narrow path and not be seduced by the lifestyle that I think is pushed today in mainstream media, is pushed by our culture and our society.
So the lifestyle that's being pushed. What's up, money boy? The push in modern society to have women become masculine and men become feminine. One, it allows the country to be able to crumble from the inside out, because feminism is just communism by a different name. communism infiltrates and corrupts things until it destroys it. Feminism is it's exactly what feminism is. But by making men feminine, which women are not attracted to, and making women masculine, which men are not attracted to, it pushes us not to want to really be with each other. You have marriage laws that intentionally make it a disincentive for men to marry women. And you have an unbalanced power of women not having to listen and being able to have all the advantages to where they don't need a man, or they can screw men over, which keeps us divided. And by us being divided and women blaming men, and not like, because if you notice, men have to take accountability, women in society really don't. So by doing this is going to erode families, which means that you're going to not be able to get generational wealth. You're not going to be able, it's going to be much harder for people to gain wealth, and it's going to be much harder for people to actually increase their life. If you have one, like Kevin Samuels says this all the time, if you have two people and they're both paying a mortgage, and a male and a female, that's 2 mortgage payments, 2 light bills, 2 gas bills, 2 cars. If the woman has kids, that's daycare. If the man has kids, that's child support. The whole system gets to feed off of all this extra money that's being spent by putting a wedge between the two genders and making them unappealing to each other and not worth interacting.
To be free. I love, love, love this country. I love the opportunities that it's given my mother, that it's given my family. I love the opportunities that it's given to me. Every 4th of July now, I have a deep reverence for this country. And I really believe that God has blessed America in unique ways. We are a very, very unique experiment that has gone right.
So guys, the reason I was going to do a little upload video after I got home, but my sound, I recorded it and my sound, it didn't pick up the sound of the video, and it wasn't working out. So I decided to go live so that you guys could see the video and get the commentary, because when you listen to Jessica X or you listen to Kevin Samuels, when you listen to these YouTubers, they have women that come in and they're pitching, like, you can hear them trying to pitch that lifestyle to Jessica or Kevin. It's like, well, I deserve this, I deserve that. It's not anything of merit. It's basically, these women get this lifestyle, I want that lifestyle, me. And the reason I think Jessica and Kevin Samuels was picking up is because a lot of us men that know what reality is and have to live in reality, we get to see the matrix being broken from Kevin or Jessica with these women. And that's what modern feminism has done. Pretty much all the things that you hear from these women that are getting upset and being masculine and having their ego bruised or having to be right. Yeah, the Entitlement Chronicles, like, all these things is that lifestyle that feminism is painting. All those videos that talked about weakening men. What is one of the arguments that all these women come on and say? There's no good men. They're not real men. They're not masculine men. They're not productive men. When it comes to these women not needing a man, Candace said straight up, I own 2 businesses and I'm very successful, but the best part of my day is making my husband a sandwich. Even she enjoyed submitting to a man. And that goes back to the idea of these women only want to submit to the top 10% of men. And feminism is what gave this entitlement to these women. And these women are miserable. They're miserable. They can't, like, no one wants to be around them. Only other miserable broads wants to be around them. So these are the results of what feminism has festered for the last 100 years, is just a lifestyle and an ideology that isn't based in reality. And I think that's 100% why Kevin and Jessica are blowing up, because you get to see reality. Like, these women run straight into a wall, like the wall that everyone talks about women hit when they hit a certain age. You get to see them collide right into that wall with Jessica and Kevin. And that last woman on the end, her being a feminist and her having the idea that, you know, she had to have a certain lifestyle and these type of dudes, but by her changing her life to where she wanted to work out and get fit and do martial arts, taught her that she needed discipline and she needed to work hard. And those things, what's up, Dave? Those things changed the way she viewed the rest of the stuff in her life, and that made her a happier woman. Yes, these bitter women are definitely affecting the children, and having these negative women and these bitter women especially affect the youth, and it's only going to keep getting worse. So at the end of the day, all we can do is, there's two options. Either you find a good woman and you marry her and you have kids and you build a fantastic life, or as men, we walk away from women. Unfortunately, I'm stuck in the middle with two baby moms, so my ship has already sailed so far on that magical life situation. But who knows? Who knows? But I appreciate you guys for coming to this quick little live stream. Thanks for the support. If you guys could do me a favor and hit the like, you guys can always email me at savageredrecovery@gmail.com if there's stories or anything that you want to talk about, or if you guys want to do a show about something. If you follow me on IG, all my photography is on IG at savage_red_recovery. And I have a Patreon. You guys can always get in contact with me. With all that being said, guys, thank you for the support. Thank you for the showing the love with a prop little bit of a live stream. I have work in the morning at 7:00, and then I have a big long day tomorrow and the rest of this weekend. Saturday, my sister is having a gender reveal party with her husband, and they've been trying to have a kid for like 6-7 years, and they finally were able to get pregnant, and my sister was able to carry it after like 7 or 8 miscarriages. So I'll be doing the photography on Saturday, so I might not be live or be in the chats at all, but I'll make sure that when I get those photos edited and whatnot, that I'll post them on my Instagram if you guys like photography. But as always, guys, stay savage.